Well, it was another day of exciting basketball at the Athletics Recreation Center, with the Crusaders come up short at the hands of the number 2 team in the Missouri Valley Conference. 66-60, Missouri State wins it. Brandon Vicker with you. Glad to be joined by Valpo freshman Ella Ellenson and senior Danny Franklin. And Ella, you had one of your better performances today, coming off the bench and 10 points in 11 minutes. What was working for you?
I was just feeding off of everyone else's energy, and just when they hustled down the court, I felt like I had to hustle even harder and just work to get those extra plays.
And Danny, we're that close as a team. I mean, you've seen the progress over the course of the time you've been here. What's changed to get to this point where you're going out and you're playing these competitive games against top-tier teams in the conference?
I think just hard work. It's flat out. We've worked so hard in practices and games, and it's starting to come together. We're just so close on the little things, like turnovers today. A stretch of turning the ball over is what kind of put us under, but we're just so close, and it's all our hard work is starting. I mean, we're competing with the best teams in the league, and it's a lot of fun. It's just we're so close to winning them.
Oh, it's still a young team, and over the course of the season, I think the younger players always gain experience. What's changed for you in terms of maybe growing up as a college basketball player from the beginning of the season to now?
I would definitely say a little more confidence out on the floor. Just once you get more minutes, you just got to get a better feel. And just being led by great leaders like Danny and Georgie just helps throughout the season with little tips they give you.
Missouri State, Danny, one of the elite teams in the conference. You gave them a run for their money today, but what is it that makes them so good?
I think they're tough. They're hard-nosed. They're always moving offensively and defensively. They do a good job of being tough and hitting first, and I think that's what makes them so great. And we have to know who their shooters are. They're a great shooting team, so I think those are the things.
There you have it, Ella Ellenson and Danny Franklin, two of the key performers from today's games. Valpo falls 66-60. We visit now with the head coach of the Crusaders, Tracy Doro. And Coach, let's start with the positive. And you've seen the progress. And I know moments after the game, it's tough to talk about it from this angle, and there's still frustration. But you went out against two of the better teams in the conference this weekend and played competitive games. What's changed from maybe a couple weeks ago when you were struggling?
I think we're playing better as a team, and especially the first 3 quarters, we took care of the basketball, had more shot attempts, and we were putting the ball in the hole a little bit better. We didn't get as many shot attempts in the second half as we did the first. I think we had 40 attempts compared to 25 in the second half, and we need more possessions. That's just kind of how we play, and they did a good job of changing up their defenses to kind of slow us down and caused us to trip up a little bit, and we didn't finish executing down the stretch.
Liza Fruin, of course, the leading scorer in the league, the MVC preseason player of the year, held her down early. What was the game plan against her, and what did you see in terms of the execution of that?
First half, we did a tremendous job of knowing where she was all the time, had a high hand almost all the time. The one shot she hit, I think we just were a little late getting there and didn't have our hands up ready to go. But, we came out in the second half trying to stay determined on that, and she knocked some down right in our face. And then there were other ones that we weren't quite there where we needed to be. And, she did put them on her shoulders. But at the end of the third, it was still tied. And I just think that some of the other kids stepped up and made plays, and they got some timely steals, and we just didn't take care of the basketball.
It seemed like you set the tone in terms of the fight you were going to play with right away at the beginning of the game. 4 or 5 offensive rebounds on the first possession. What did you see just in terms of maybe the toughness and fight of your team?
I did. I thought we rebounded super. We stepped back and blocked out. We were real physical, and I know at their place we talked about the one quarter that we weren't physical. They took it to us, and we wanted to make sure we set the tone early, and I'm sure our captains had a lot to do with that, and I'm sure they talked about that in the locker room.
Well, we talked with Danny about what's changed to get to this point, but maybe what has to change next to get to the point where you're winning these close games.
We need everybody to step up and play well. I mean, Ella had a great game today. Danny was Danny. She's, always real solid anyway. And I think other players played well, but we had a couple kids that didn't shoot the ball as well as they normally do. And then we had some, like I said, untimely turnovers. And those are things that we can't have. And we're, like I said, 1 or 2 possessions away from winning this game. And unfortunately, we didn't make that happen. And we need everybody to play well. When our team is playing well, we're going to be really hard to beat.
There she is, the head coach of the Crusaders, Tracy Doro, after today's game. Crusaders will head on the road and play a few in-state foes, Evansville and Indiana State, the opponents next weekend. You can watch on ESPN3 and follow online as always. Thanks for tuning in. Go Valpo. Once again, the Crusaders fall today by a score of 66-60.